AV Forum's CES 2024 coverage is sponsored by MPB, the largest global platform to buy, sell and trade used photo and video gear. Whether you're looking for the latest models at a third less than new, looking to sell your old gear to generate funds for that new camera, or just want to make more space by selling equipment you no longer need, mpb.com is the site to visit.
Hi, this is Phil Hinton. Welcome back to our final video from CES 2024. And we're not on the show floor. We've come out to the desert. This is actually Seven Mountains. It's about 30 minutes out of Vegas in the middle of nowhere. It's actually not in the middle of nowhere. You've got the main freeway to Las Vegas and Los Angeles behind you there. But it's a lovely little location. We come out here because we just want to reflect on the week that's been. It's been a very, very busy week. CES 2024 has probably been the busiest since 2020, certainly pre-pandemic. It's back to where it should be. It's back to that kind of attendance. There's been lots of people here. Another thing I need to do is thank MPB. They have been our event sponsor this year. They've loaned us the equipment to come out and shoot on these cameras and so on. And we've got another video out there, so go check that out because it's your opportunity to actually win the camera that we've been making the videos with. So thanks to MPB. So why are we here? Well, we're here just to reflect on the week and look at the best TVs that we've seen this week at CES. And I guess the TV that shows the most promise in terms of picture quality, in terms of absolute accuracy and just above black, because this company absolutely nail it, and that's Panasonic. They've now got the Panasonic chip on their TV, the Z95A, the latest MLA technology with Meta. So that's a very, very promising TV. There are a few issues. So again, there's no such thing as a perfect TV, but if you're a big movie fan and you're looking at a 55 or 65 inch screen size, then the Z95A is definitely a TV that's in contention for your purchase this year. It's going to be fantastic in terms of image quality. Panasonic always is. The only downside is that the Z93A, that's the 77-inch version of the TV, does not have MLA. So if you're looking for a really big screen TV with MLA technology, you're not going to get it from Panasonic. In that case, you're probably better looking at the LG G4, which will have MLA at 77 and 83 inches. So we'll come back onto that in a second. But yes, Panasonic, it won our Best in Show for the best promising TV of the year if you are a film fan looking for 55, 65 inch screen size. And that is the average for most people. There's only a few of you out there that actually go for the really big screen sizes. So I think that's a real contender this year for best TV. So moving on, let's talk about LG. So the G4 and the M4, both MLA TVs. Now the difference is that the M4 has the transmission box, so no cables to the TV. You sit it in one corner of the room and it can transmit the video signals to the TV on the other side of the room. It gets away from all the cables and so on. But the M4 and the G4 are basically the same TV apart from that. I think the M4 also loses one of the HDMI inputs because it uses the box. G4 is again a promising TV. There's no revolutionary big steps here when it comes to TVs this year, and again we don't see that very often. So it is an upgrade on last year's TV, but there's no huge big steps. It'll be interesting when the G4 comes in for review. We'll certainly test that, we'll certainly measure it. Some quarters are saying about 3000 nits peak on a 3% window. That's not going to be in the most accurate mode that you're going to watch your TV in. But it's interesting to see if it does measure a lot brighter this year and if it can manage to do that and keep the colours correct as well. LG do calibration to the set level. Still the only company that do it to that degree. So again, if you are looking for accuracy, LG certainly offer that for you as well. The other big thing with LG was, of course, transparent TV, OLED T. Very, very impressive technology. Who's it for? Who knows? It's one of these things where it's an answer to a question that hasn't been asked yet. It's very impressive. when the backing comes away, it is transparent. It looks three-dimensional when you have certain apps that are playing on the TV. But again, these are specially developed apps that LG have made for the show floor. And the display at the front of the stand, it looked amazing. It was a real eye catcher. Is it useful to the consumer? Probably not. I think where we'll see transparent OLED really making a big push, and again we also saw transparent micro LED. These technologies are for commercial display, for signage and that kind of thing. That's where that type of technology would really be useful. In the home, it's going to be released as a TV, so OLED T is coming as a product, a signature product, but the last signature product was the roll-up OLED TV, and it was £100,000. So that kind of gives you the idea of where LG will be pitching at, and it's definitely more a commercial prospect than one that you would have in the home. So moving on from WRGB OLED, let's go to QD OLED. There was nothing from Sony this year in terms of TV launches. This is the second CES in a row where Sony have not launched any TVs. But we'll come on to Sony near the end of the video because there was an interesting behind the scenes demonstration that I was involved with, and really exciting stuff. But QD OLED, the only QD OLEDs announced on the show floor in terms of TVs was from Samsung. That's the S95D. Again, it looks like it's going to use the third generation QD OLED panel. If you want to know more about that, then we do have a video from Samsung Display going over QD technology and so on. So go and check that out. It is in the CES playlist. It's on our YouTube homepage and also on the forums. But yeah, the S95D, again, it looks like another slight iteration, slightly better TV this year, but no huge leaps and bounds. Still has the One Connect box that goes to the back of the TV. So yeah, interesting. We'll get that in for review. The S90D is not QD OLED across the whole range. So you're going to get screen sizes from 42, 48, 55, 65 and 77 and 83. The 83, the 42 and the 48 so far, and there is a 65 S85D, but I don't think we'll get that in the UK. They all use LG display panels. Now, nothing wrong with that, but with Samsung pushing QD OLED as the OLED technology and not differentiating which is WRGB and which is QD OLED, if you're not aware of that and you're not as up to speed with the models, you could be buying an LG display panel in the smaller screen sizes, 42, 48, because Samsung Display don't make them at that screen size and they don't make them at the 83 inch, so they are LG WRGB panels in those TVs. So that's the S90D series. And then we had the S85D, which looks like a one-off. Certainly it was on the first look event at 65 inch screen size, and it appeared to be using an LG OLED panel as well. So that was Samsung. So let's move on to the Chinese manufacturers. We've got HighSense and TCL. So let's go HighSense first. So there are going to be updates for last year's U6, U7 and U8 models. We did a full interview with Rob from HighSense. You can probably tick up here or click up here and watch that video. It goes into great detail in terms of the UK lineup this year. And we also get UX coming to the UK this year. We didn't get it last year. So up to 110 inches. Of screen size, 40,000 dimming zones, and yeah, it looks very, very impressive. But again, it's going to be quite expensive as well. Off the record kind of prices being bandied around was around about £18,000. So it's not going to be a cheap TV, but then again, 110 inches with all the latest technology from HighSense on there, including their new processing chip as well in terms of local dimming. That'll be an interesting TV to see. It's not one that we're going to be able to review as we normally would over a few weeks because of the screen size. It's probably something that I'll pop down to HighSense and have a look at in more detail and bring you a video review on that TV. So HighSense, again, looking very good. Laser TV. The problem with laser TV is that now that we're getting big screen sizes, and I think this is a big trend for the year coming ahead, is that we're going to see 98 inch TVs coming right down in price. You're going to see up to 100 inches, over 100 inches. That then starts to make projectors seem a little bit redundant, especially if you can get a 98 inch TV from the likes of TCL for £2,000. Even looking at a short throw projector, which you have to have a screen with, it's no good just projecting that on the wall if you want the best picture quality. You're looking at about £4,000 there. So double the price for the projector, where you don't get the same picture quality and you don't get the same HDR performance that you do from a direct view TV. So that's definitely going to be an interesting area. And talking about TCL, let's move over to their stand and have a look. at what they were announcing. So the 115-inch QD mini LED TV, again, this is going to be a product. It's going to be called the X955 in Europe and in the UK. Around about £15,000 to £18,000, not really sure on exact pricing, but again, it's another expensive proposition. But again, you're talking about the best technology that these companies can offer. It's going to have 20,000 dimming zones, 5,000 nit. So yeah, it's looking really, really impressive from there. Also, TCL talking about mini LED TVs at the different price points that we've seen them at so far. So yeah, another good lineup. We'll get more details on the European and UK TVs from HighSense and from TCL in the weeks ahead, as well as other manufacturers. So now that CES is out of the way, we now do get what's basically TV season, the start of TV season. So we will be getting launch events coming up very soon from the different manufacturers. And I'm going to finally wrap up on everything on Sony. So they didn't have any TVs on the show floor at their stand. This is the second year that they haven't done that. They will have a launch event probably in February or March for UK. So stay tuned. We will obviously bring you all that detail. But what I did get was a black room or a black door demonstration of the successor to the X95L mini LED TV. So it's concentrating on the backlighting, concentrating on what they actually do with the drivers and so on, in terms of how they're going to manage the local dimming system on there. And they're saying they're going to get 50% extra brightness and more advanced dimming. And certainly I can't talk about too much because it's still NDA'd and behind the scenes and all the rest of it, so I can't tell you everything that we saw, but it's really, really impressive, and it won a best in show from us as well, which, even though there wasn't any product there and I couldn't show you any product, it was so good and so promising in terms of their demonstrations. And again, take demonstrations with a pinch of salt, but the technology looks great. I can't wait to test it out and have a look at the TV, and it got me excited. And for somebody who reviews TVs every year and I see everything that's on the market, it does take something a little bit special to get me excited, and that did. I genuinely thought it was really interesting technology that I want to look at and more. So that was from Sony. So that wraps up what we've seen this week in terms of TVs. Certainly the TVs that have impressed me and that I think are going to be worthwhile or worthy of your time in the year ahead. And of course we're going to get all of these through for review as the year continues. So that's it from the desert here. That's it from CES 2024. I hope you've really enjoyed our coverage brought to you by MPB. Please do give us your comments, put your feedback in the comments below or on AV Forums, and we'll catch you again very soon for more videos on AV Forums.